Hello team, happy Tuesday. How are you guys? Happy Tuesday. So excited. Gonna give it a few seconds to see if anybody jumps on the live. Not, I'll go ahead and get started. I don't know where my hand sanitizer is. I hope you guys had a good weekend. It's been a while since I've gone live. I feel like so out of it. But I just gotta jump right back into things. Say hello when you jump on, and if you're watching the replay, it means the live button is not above my head. I don't know what side it's on. Go ahead and put hashtag replay. Hey, Michelle. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I don't want this to last too long. I titled this training Walk Slowly But Never Backwards because I'm reading this book called Atomic Habits, and it's amazing. Hey, Briley. And I did a training on our director call a few months ago about atomic habits, about creating habits, and how there's different methods to creating habits and things that really have shown by putting it into action, like how to create new habits or like stop bad habits, right? But I was reading this on the plane and it really caught my attention because it literally, I was like thinking of like all the things that we do in our business that are more of emotion than an action. So I'm going to start out with a story of a professor at a university, a photography professor. When the semester started, he tells his class on the left, you guys will be graded on the quantity of pictures you guys take. So 100 pictures is an A, 90 pictures is a B, 80 pictures is a C, and so on, right? The group on the right, we are going to grade you on the quality of your pictures. So you only have to turn in one picture, but it has to be nearly perfect for you to get an A, right? So as the semester went, the quantity group was constantly taking pictures. They were constantly looking and taking pictures and zoning in, like, learning more about their camera and the techniques and the lightings and all that kind of stuff. And the quality group spent most of their time like trying to figure out how they were going to get the one perfect picture. So at the end of the semester, the quantity group had over 100 pictures, and they had like these amazing pictures. They had really like learned new skills, and they had really learned, and their pictures were so good because they were constantly putting to practice what they were learning in class. Whereas the quality group, they kind of just, speculated about what is perfection? How do we achieve this? So in the end, they had very little to show for their effort. So if we take that experience and we think about life, we can get really bogged down about how we're going to achieve our goals, right? I want to lose weight. I need to start a new diet. And we spend so much time on Pinterest looking for that specific diet, or, looking online for what gym we're going to join instead of actually putting it into action and going up for a workout or eating a healthier meal or, buying more fruits and veggies, or even with our side hustle, right? So there's a difference in motion and action. And I know that motion, you think, well, I'm moving. And sometimes we are. Sometimes we are moving. Sometimes we are doing something, but it's not being put into action. And I'm going to share with you guys some examples. But when you're in motion, you are planning and strategizing and learning. Okay, so maybe you're sitting down and you're writing down your goals. That's motion. Maybe you're reading a book. Maybe you're watching a training of SFR or on the workstation or whatever. That is motion, right? You are taking those things in, and those things are good, but they don't produce results because you watching a training is not going to get you PRV. You reading a book, even if it's a self-help book, okay, is not going to get you PRV or to become this amazing leader just by reading it, right? So action is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. If you outline, for example, your goals, right? You set down your goals. That's your motion. But then you start putting those goals into, for example, you say, I want to sell 500 PRV. That's you putting in that motion of how you're going to grow your business. And then you say, okay, today I'm going to call 2, 5, 10 people and ask them to book a party. That's yourself putting in action, right? So sometimes motion is useful because we need to have that plan. We need to have that clarity of what we're going to do. But it will never produce an outcome all on its own. So it doesn't matter how many times you go to talk to the personal trainer, right? That motion is not going to get you in shape. So if motion doesn't lead to results, why do we do it? Why do you guys think if motion does not lead to results, why do we do it? Why do we spend so much time watching trainings? Why do we spend so much time writing down our goals? Why do we spend so much time reading self-help books or thinking of all the things we're going to do in our business if it actually does not bring results? Anybody know? There's basically 2 reasons why. One, because we need to, right? We need to train ourselves. We need to learn. We need to grow. Second one is because we can fool ourselves to think that we're actually working our business when we're really not. Oh, I did a training today. Oh, I wrote down my goals for the month. Oh, I made samples. How many times have we made samples? And the new catalog comes along and you still have samples in your drawer because you didn't pass them out. I know I have. How many times have we ordered catalogs and at the end of the season we have 10, 20 catalogs still left, right? It's easy to be in motion because it usually does not require you to get out of your comfort zone. And so then we use it to convince ourselves that we're making progress, right? We use that to say, oh my gosh, I did something for my business today. I made samples. But if you don't get those samples out, if you don't take that training that you watch and put it into action, if you don't take what you're instructing yourself with, whether it's a book, listening to speakers, having a conversation with your circle of 5, and you put it into action, there's nothing really happening. You can make samples every single day, all day long. But if you're not getting it under your customer's nose, no one's going to buy the product that you're sampling. If you buy the catalogs and the testers and the join brochures and all the things, and you don't get it out, you just have it sitting on your shelf, it's not going to get you PRV. If you want people to join your team and you're watching all these trainings about how to have people join your team, how to sponsor, how to recruit, but you're not having conversations, no one's going to join your team. So there's a big difference in motion and action. We can be moving in motion all day long. But if we're not actually putting action to these things, we're not going to go anywhere. And a lot of the time that we are on this plateau, the Scentsy plateau that Orville has talked about, I feel like we're in motion. We get used to doing, okay, let me do this, let me do that. I got to watch trainings, I got to do this, but we're not really actually doing the action. And the action, you guys, really is not that big. I know that we set it aside a lot of the times because it's the harder things, like follow-ups. That's action. Asking for referrals, asking for parties, asking people to join your team, training your team. Those are all things that are do action. Checking in with your team, because guess what? Your teammates, like, you have to check in with them. You can't motivate the unmotivated. You've heard me say that 1,000 times, but you can check in on them and see if they need any help. And sometimes just that conversation, just that friendship, and just that single moment of you showing that you care if they're successful or not goes a long way with them. So those are all actions that then generate PRV, generates new team members, it generates you coaching. You see like that pattern? It keeps growing your business. So motion makes you feel like you're getting things done, even though you might not be getting anything done. Or you're not getting anything done that actually brings in PRV or new team members, right? But you are still preparing the basis, the foundation for your business. You just have to make sure that you are having a good balance. You need those preparing moments. You need the trainings. You need the planning. You need the revamping at times. Sometimes, like, you know, things get old in the business and you're like, oh my gosh, like I need to revamp. So you have to go back to a whiteboard and say, like, what can I do? But then you take those things and you put it into action. If you saying, I have a goal of a $2,000 month, break that down. What does that look like? How many parties are you going to have? How many people are you going to ask to have those parties? How many people are you going to ask? How many people are you going to do follow-ups with? How many people are you going to try to sell a whiff box to? Set those goals and then put those in motion. Okay? It's as simple as that. And I know that a lot of times we say, oh yeah, it's so simple. We make it hard because we are thinking, oh, I can just do this, I can just do that. And then we're moving, but we're not really moving. We're taking so much time on the prepping, on the getting ready, but then we're not getting the stuff out and in our customers' face and asking our customers, because that is what's going to generate the PRV. So if you want to master a habit, the key is to start with repetition, not perfection. Okay, let's go back to that photography group. The photography group that was asked for quantity perfected their talents because of how much practice they had. The ones that were asked for quality, they didn't really get a near perfect picture because they were so worried about perfection. They spent most of the time trying to figure out what it was. You have to just get out there. Open up your kit, get it out, go live. Like, what's the worst that can happen? How many times have I not been live and I'm like, blah, 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 like I can't even get my thoughts together. But I just do it. Because the more I do it, the more comfortable I get. The better I get at my speaking. The better I get at getting my thoughts together. The more I learn about how to prep up lights and how to do all the fun stuff. Okay? The more you ask people to host or join, the more comfortable you're going to feel with it. Okay? I've been doing this for almost 9 years, and I'm not going to lie, I still get nervous. But I do it. I always give it a try. I always offer it, because guess what? You never know when you will recruit the next person that's going to completely change your business. Completely change your business. Okay? I remember when my friend Beth, last March, she recruited a teammate when she had a party. She offered her the host join kit. Her friend barely got an active party. Okay? In May, the middle of May, Beth promoted to star director, and this new teammate promoted to director in 5 weeks. You never know when you're going to recruit your next rock star. So why are you going to sit there and think, okay, I gotta watch all these trainings about sponsoring. I gotta watch all these trainings about recruiting so I can perfect it, so I can get the right way of recruiting. Get out there. Start asking. Start sharing why you love Scentsy. Share the blessings that Scentsy has given you. Share the join specials, the host join kit, everything that we have. The more you do it, the more you practice, the repetition of your practice will bring on perfection. It will teach you the best ways, the best tactics, the best tips that you can give to others in the end of how you're doing it, okay? You just need to practice it. You don't need to map out every single little feature. You don't need to have every little T cross and I dotted. You just need to practice. You need to just practice. We always hear people saying that, a new habit can be created in 21 days. And it's true. Like there is truth to that. But also you have to ask yourself, how is a habit formed? If I want to try one new thing, I want to apply, me asking at least one person a day to host a party. Okay? You can do that for you can say, in 21 days, I'm going to do it. Boom. But if you're only doing it once in 21 days, that repetition is not going to sink into your brain. You have to do it more and more often. So you can do something twice in 30 days or 100 times. It all depends on how you apply it, how you put that in action. And so the more you put it in action, the more your brain will be accustomed to it, and it will come like second nature. The more you ask when someone places an order, would you like to host a party and get free and half off? No. Okay, move on. Don't take it personal. Don't take it to the heart. Would you take it to heart if you offered someone a piece of gum and they said no? No, right? Like, we just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Ask the next person that places an order. They say no to a party, ask them, do you want your own shopping link? You can keep it open for this XYZ. Like, you know, we can get you some free and half off. I have customers who won't party with me, but they have a freaking shopping link every single season, because then they get free and half price items at the end. Why not? Why not? I don't care to give up my free and half price items. They weren't mine to begin with. They were my customers. So don't get hung up so much on who is saying no and why they're saying no, and oh my gosh, I can never get no one to party. If you can't get no one to party, that's fine. There's people that are completely successful in this business that don't do party, but they are doing shopping links. They are offering their customers everything else, as far as like the Whip Box, Scentsy Club, all the things that we have at our fingertips. Okay? Don't get so hung up that you let everything pass because you have your focus on this one thing you can't get correct. Maybe that one thing is not for you right now. Maybe what you need to be focusing on your business is something else. Again, go back to that motion, revamp, and then put it into action. Okay? We can walk slowly, but we're never walking backwards. In your business, you walking backwards, you're literally leaving money at the table. Opportunities, just doors closing. If you're walking slowly, at least you're walking steady. At least you're working with that repetition, and it's going to come second nature to you. Okay? I hope that you guys got something out of this training today. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. If you haven't read this book, Atomic Habits, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It is an amazing book. I'm literally almost done with it. It's taken me a lot longer than I wanted to read it. I'm a horrible reader now. Like, I used to read books in like a day, and now it takes me forever. But it is such a good book. So many good tips, amazing life-changing tips about creating new habits, about changing old habits, and just a lot of eye-opening things of how our mind works and how we just, like, how we think sometimes, you know? So definitely read it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.